Don Pardo? Don Pardo, what's the matter with you?
The ghost of Don Pardo is a LeBron James fan.
Uh-oh.
He's a very forgetful ghost.
Do you guys do the same the same roster every?
No,
every
it's
episode?
always a different.
No, we try to
How
customize.
did you know he was
You
gonna say-
customized to my pre-Kobe Lakers team.
Yeah, it's
So the 4?
that is the 90. That's the 94-95 Lakers.
See,
Yes.
there was a time when I watched basketball all the time,
Uh-huh.
and now is not that time anymore.
Wait, Van Exel wasn't in there? Is
He
he
was.
later?
He was
Okay, okay.
actually.
Eddie
He's-
Jones.
Eddie Jones
So
is
how
on
did you
that
know he was
team.
gonna say Eldon Campbell? You
Because
knew exactly when he was going to say.
I
Yeah.
that.
didn't,
Was
no,
weird.
I figured it was. I was crossing him off the list in my head, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I don't think he's going to say Nick Van Exel now, because the funnier ones are people like Anthony Peeler,
Right.
Yeah.
Cedric Sabalos, and Eldon Campbell. Those are the funniest names. Eldon Campbell's a funny name, and he just something about him. Like
Ben had a Cedric Sabalos jersey.
he did,
Yeah.
dude, the Iceman.
Yeah.
Have I told you that story?
No, but let me introduce you guys
sure.
to it.
Sorry.
Welcome to Roundball Rock. I'm your temporary host, Joey Devine, here with my permanent co-host, Sean Keane.
Hey, how's it going?
And from Film Drunk Uproxx/Uproxx's Fraudcast, we have Vince Mancini, who does follow basketball,
Sure.
and Matt Lieb,
Hell
who
yeah,
the ghost of Don Pardo did not name.
Yeah, returning guest. This is my second time on the pod. Long time listener, second time podder.
Long time LeBron James hater.
Long
That's what you're
time,
most famous for, I
Original
would say.
LeBron James hater. Yeah.
Yeah, the two things you're famous for, I would say,
Mhm.
are three things.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a yogurt man.
Big Chobani yogurt.
Yeah. You work for a terrorist organization in the United Arab Emirates.
Also known as Al Jazeera, AJ Plus. Shout out to my former employers. I no longer work for the state of Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course,
hating LeBron.
Yeah, hating LeBron
man.
I
James.
thought you were going to get eating butt in there.
Oh well, I was, but I don't know how far I can go on this podcast.
In fact, this is probably, I would say, the original NBA ass-eating podcast.
yeah, but we've been
usurped by Take It or Break It, which
with Corbin Smith.
They eat a lot more ass.
But
well,
I'm
no,
saying
we were on there.
we got there first.
We were talking about which NBA players ate ass for like 25 minutes on this podcast, and then went on our friend Corbin's podcast and talked about which NBA players ate ass for about 2.5 hours.
Damn.
It was very long.
classic teams though, like Showtime Lakers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bad
we
Boy
went through like
Pistons,
classic rosters, the
96
Dream
Bulls.
Team.
Yeah.
And decided whether those guys ate ass or
Larry
not.
Bird was a divisive figure.
I believe he eats ass.
I had said yes, and now I'm definitely a no.
I feel weird about it because he's got no upper lip, so...
He's from French Lick.
That's a good
Which
point.
is-
Oh shit! French lick is the other name for eating butthole.
Yeah, it's from World War One.
Wow.
I thought it was called a Greek kiss.
Yeah, it could be, but I've always known it as a French lick, also known as a German tongue swirl. It depends on what part of Europe you're in.
Sure.
I think we've passed up Take It or Break It and are now once again the number one NBA ass eating.
Congratulations to the NBA and to Analingus itself.
Yeah, it's the NBA Analingus arms race we're in with.
I think Popeye Jones ate a lot of asshole.
You think so?
You know who I think eats ass?
Who?
Sam Cassell.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, dude. But weird alien ass.
While doing the big balls dance,
But he's still not touching his actual balls, which is weird.
Well, you've ever noticed? Did you see the new trailer for Venom?
Yep.
I feel like Sam Cassell looks like
Turds in the
Venom.
wind. Oh, yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
Sam Cassell does look like Venom.
We did not get to see Sam Cassell Jr. play, but he was a summer league player.
Really?
He did not do the little balls dance.
Oh,
we were
yeah,
hoping, but
the junior balls dance.
the junior balls dance.
Oh man,
The undescended testicles dance, actually, which is
he's just trying to push him out using gravity. Like, come on, balls! Oh man,
I gotta hit a clutch shot.
Put him in a centrifuge, spin, and then the balls will come out.
Matt, you are a Los Angeles Lakers fan.
I am. Listen, I've been a Los Angeles Lakers fan. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles. started watching basketball. Started watching it seriously around 96, but before then I was familiar with our LA Lakers team and how terrible they were. And then once Kobe Bryant joined the Los Angeles Lakers along with Shaquille O'Neal, I became the biggest Lakers fan who's ever lived. And although the last few years I've almost completely stopped watching basketball, it's, Kobe left, so who cares about basketball?
Do you feel like it's like a Kobe thing, or is it that
Kobe.
now you work in the evenings a lot more?
Oh, there's definitely that. But if Kobe were still playing, I feel like I would be on it, But, honestly, there is no greater basketball player who's ever played the game than Kobe Bryant. 81 points, no big deal. He just set records. Every game he played, he set a new NBA world record. Whereas, everyone else is kind of a bullshit player, so I don't really care.
So now you mainly spend your time defacing LeBron murals?
That was going to be my question. How many murals have you defaced since LeBron has moved?
Listen, there's this great mural of Kobe Bryant dunking on Dwight Howard. It's I don't know if it's on La Brea or something. It's maybe 15 minutes east of here or west. And recently, and I passed by that a lot because I remember that win because that was the first NBA championship for Kobe Bryant without Shaquille O'Neal on the Lakers, and it was one of the greatest nights of my life when it did. And now they have added a fucking LeBron James at the end of it with a fucking crown on. Like, you were not on that game, homie. You were not on that game. I'm so tired of they're trying to replace us. They're trying to replace our history, change our history. This city has always been Kobe's city. And I just don't like that LeBron is now going, the king is playing. Fuck him. He's no king. Well, that's the end of the podcast.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's what we brought Matt here to do.
I know.
I thought it was Dwight Howard.
That's what I said.
He's one of my least favorite
basketball
players ever.
Oh, yeah. He's fucking trash. Dwight Howard is one of those players who I was like...
He's so good at impressions, though.
He's very good at impressions.
I love his impressions.
He's going to host a Just for Laughs
He's like the
next year.
Justin Timberlake of sports where he did one funny thing 12 years ago, and now everybody's like, all right, we'll just let Dwight Howard take over the studio. And you're like, no, don't encourage him.
I would definitely recommend checking out Dwight Howard's album for kids.
Oh, wow.
He does a lot of impressions during it.
Dwight Howard,
we will play one of those tracks at the end of this episode for those that don't.
It's terrifying to have him backed by a chorus of children, too, because
yeah,
that's also who he likes to have sex with.
Whoa.
I mean teenagers, but...
But 18 teenagers?
Allegedly.
Like 18? How old are they?
Like 15, 16.
Oh, damn, dude. He's a freaking statutory R? He does statutory R?
I mean, he definitely had some teenage girls up to his hotel room once.
Damn, maybe they were just helping him do impressions.
Yeah, maybe
he was
just
helping them with their math homework, dude.
Dude, he had a new fart machine and he wanted to show it
Yeah,
to him.
it's a fart blaster. It's from the Minions movie. You're going to really like it.
Dude, I bet Dwight Howard loves Minions so much.
Oh, yeah.
God.
You can tell he has no sense of humor at all. If he was funny, then he would have a fucking a dope-ass Twitter. But he doesn't. You know why? Because he has no post-game.
God damn it, Matt.
Oh, good.
Nailed it.
Nailed it, dude. Fucking nailed it.
All right, should we get to the news?
Oh, well, let's let Vince.
Oh, Vince, right? Sorry.
What would you like to
But
know?
you're a Warriors fan,
I
right?
am, yeah. There was a brief period in the 90s where I swore them off and briefly became a Lakers fan.
Mm.
That was right after the whole we're going to fire Chris Webber because Don Nelson doesn't like him, and then we're going to fire Don Nelson a year later anyway.
Yeah.
And I took that kind of hard because they had a really good team before that. And then,
immediately before that.
Yeah. And so like that, I was like, I can't root for this stupid fucking team anymore. And I don't know when I came back. I think I came back Baron Davis probably brought me back. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
That was
What
a very
about Gilbert,
fun year.
dude? You weren't a big Gilbert fan?
No, I don't think
You
I was
weren't a big
watching
Troy
much.
Murphy fan?
No, I don't think I was watching much basketball in those days.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, I liked Gilbert. this is his arena. That's what people would say.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, he's
And
definitely going to leave.
then Eric Musselman would bench him for Bob Sura in the fourth quarter.
That's right. Eric Musselman. Little guy. Not a muscle on him. That was the thing about it. He had an ironic name.
My favorite thing about Eric Musselman is one time Eric Dampier, idiot Warriors center, once got benched for a Donald Foyle in a game, and then after in the press conference just said, I don't know why I wasn't playing. You'll have to ask Musclehead over there. Musclehead won't let me play.
Damn. Eric Musselman, now a college basketball coach where he always belongs.
He was also a
Absolutely
G
always
League
belonged.
coach for a very long time.
He was a what coach?
A minor league NBA G League.
Oh, the
coach.
G League. By the way, I just heard about this.
The G League?
Yeah, it used to be the D League.
Yeah.
What
now
happened?
it's the G League.
What happened?
Gatorade.
Gatorade bought it.
Oh,
I did wonder about that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is there like an E and an F?
I thought they just got real bad.
Yeah.
They're like, we got to go down a few letters. Oh, man. Well, that makes sense. And then there was that guy. I saw, this is like how little I actually follow basketball. There was a guy who's been in the G League for the Lakers 10 years.
Andre Ingram. Yeah.
That's right,
Yeah.
Andre Ingram. And then he got to play, and he drained those threes.
Yeah, he scored like 25 points or something.
Yeah,
like that. It was crazy.
yeah.
As like a
You-
40-year-old.
You think he's gonna play this season?
No.
Oh,
That would have been great, but
sorry to
LeBron's
burst
like,
your
no,
bubble.
we need Lance Stevenson to take those shots.
that's
a
fucked
feel
up.
bad story.
This is how you know. This is how you know LeBron's a bitch. Like, there's already.
Did you invent the bitch? Were you the guy who started?
I think I was.
Yeah.
I swear to God, we.
You should have patted me.
I
There's a
know.
lot of people using that.
They all say it, which is I thought it was funny because it's so uncreative. Bitch doesn't even sound like
It's
LeBron.
a terrible play on
It's
words.
literally the worst play on words ever made in basketball. But hey, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But yeah, LeBron had a feel-good story already in there. It's LeBron and Andre Ingram. That would be the team, and that's how much of a bitch he is. He's such a bitch. Don't you think?
All right.
Does he listen to this podcast?
I hope
Maverick
not.
Carter does, but not
Yeah.
LeBron.
Okay.
Mav Carter gives him the summaries of
Yeah.
it afterwards.
It's typed up in a manila folder.
LeBron's executive producing like 14 TV shows right now, so he does not
Yeah.
have time to listen to our podcast, but he gets the summary.
Whatever. Fuck LeBron. Fuck Don Lemon. MAGA for life.
Well, that brings us to our first news story.
Oh yeah.
So LeBron James last week we talked about it. Opened up a school.
Mhm.
I think it's very cool. Sean thinks it sucks
Well,
because
school sucks.
Yeah,
School does
that's
suck.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? What's the best thing about that school?
What?
You only have to pass 3 or 9 finals.
Oh, that's really good. That's
LeBron,
really good. That's
suck
really
it.
Good. You know what the worst thing about that school is? Sometimes Delonte West fucks your mom. Yeah, fuck you, LeBron. I don't know why I hate him.
I don't either.
What's the school that he started?
What's the school?
Yeah.
It's like Professor X's school. For
Yeah,
gifted
it kind
children.
of is. Yeah, it's like a socialist utopia in Akron, Ohio.
It's like 120 underperforming kids.
underprivileged, not underperforming.
I thought they were like doing badly.
They're
in
also
school.
bad at
That's
school.
probably
Timmy, you're not
also
my
I
it.
believe that was how they selected
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
If you do bad enough, you get to go to LeBron's school.
Yeah.
That'd be tight.
It's
Well,
a longer.
that is a conservative
Yeah.
talking point.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an extra long school year that keeps them in school longer and like busier. Is
Well,
the
that's
idea. It has a food bank and job placement services and GED services for the parents.
Wow.
Cool. Anyone who graduates gets to go to college for free.
Wow. Holy shit.
Free laptops and bikes for the kids.
I feel like you're talking to me like you're trying to sell me.
No,
on
I'm
it,
not trying
but
to sell
I'll
it.
let you know that even fucking Hitler was a vegetarian, so
Yeah.
everyone can get one thing
Wow.
right.
Jesus fucking Christ,
Oh,
Matt.
I get it.
But anyway, LeBron James was on. We talked about this last week. LeBron James was on CNN this week talking to Don Lemon.
My
And
dad's favorite CNN correspondent.
Is that true?
I don't know why.
Probably.
Well, it's for sure true. I don't know when they started watching like 3 hours of
Don
CNN.
Lemon's like a
night.
shadow of a human. Like, what is he? I mean, he just has no. He's barely
Yeah.
there.
He has very little personality.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I'll say about
I
Don
mean, all
Lemon.
CNN people are like that to a certain extent.
Don Lemon. If you want to see who he really is, watch the he did a live stream of the New Year's Eve, with fucking CNN, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's just getting progressively drunker and drunker. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Because at one point he goes, "This year, I think I'm ready for a relationship. I think I'm ready." I swear to God. He's telling his co-anchor, it's like 5 minutes to midnight. He's like, "I think I'm ready. I'm just like, I've never wanted to settle down before. I kind of want to be a free man in the world, but, I think I'm ready for a relationship this year." And the co-anchor's like, "Cool." Just he honestly is one of those CNN anchors who I'm like, I don't think he's like a biased fake news type guy. I think he's just kind of like an empty vessel.
Right, he's like a zero.
Yeah. Yes. I just don't know anyways. I don't like him.
So he had Mello on last week, and then he had 2 weeks ago, and then he had LeBron.
Right, but we don't need to talk about Mello yet. That's for later in the episode. So because he was on CNN, of course Donald Trump was watching because
he
that's all he
literally
does.
just watches 24-hour news.
Yeah, live on that show's on at 7:00 on a Friday night.
Dude, the president does nothing but what like my dad does all day at the gym. Except for I don't think he's at the gym.
No, but Donald Trump has that theory that you have a finite amount of energy in your body.
Oh, that's
He does have that
like,
theory.
exercising it like lowers your stamina bar.
I mean, that's why he hates LeBron. Like, he sees all the running, and he's like, that idiot is going to be out of gas.
Be dead in 3 months. He's using up all of his excess energy.
It's also why he eats so many hamburgers, because he's played enough video games to know that you get stamina back when you eat a hamburger.
Right.
That's why I eat all these coins, too.
I mean, everything's covered in gold in case there's an emergency and I need to break the ceiling with my fist.
One time I fell and then a bunch of rings popped out. I had to get all my rings back.
They were actually onion rings, but I was confused initially.
So, of course, Donald Trump saw it, and he tweeted, because, of course, why wouldn't the president tweet this?
Sure.
LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike.
I like Mike is just like, was he having a stroke? He just like remembered another basketball thing.
I think that is the best explanation.
Yeah,
is that
the simultaneous stroke / remembered other basketball.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. I like Mike. I want to be like Mike. I'm going to be President Mike.
You can tell he's used to talking in front of a crowd that cheers, like, no matter what he says. It's like he's doing bad crowd work all the time.
You think he's programmed his phone every time he presses send on a tweet to go, yeah! Probably. Like, hey! Just come, build that wall every time. That would be tight.
Now, a thing that NBA Twitter pointed out is that LeBron James very publicly called Trump a bum like 8 months ago. But when he played in Ohio, a swing state, Trump said nothing. But now that he's in California, LeBron is fair game.
Interesting.
Three-dimensional chess, baby.
But that assumes that LeBron's not still wildly popular in Ohio. Is that true?
I mean, I'm sure.
I would assume he still is pretty popular.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because LeBron has never been good at basketball. But go on.
Well, he has to bribe people with
free
bikes,
college.
and college and laptops.
Go to my free school and then buy my jersey.
I feel like it could have been that LeBron called him a bum on Twitter, which he doesn't read, but when he showed up on basic cable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that
Trump
makes
saw
sense. Yeah, that
Like
makes
if he
sense.
said it on Fox and Friends, like immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Trump really likes the manual retweet, so I feel like that also might have thrown him off, that LeBron was quoting a tweet, and he was like, I don't understand. That should say RT 4 different times.
Yeah. You said what now? Yeah.
So he supports Michael Jordan.
Well, we'll get to that.
So you know why? It's because he has that Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
That's
totally
and
right.
they've both been bankrupted by Atlantic City Casinos.
So, they also are both terrible at golf.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. This, of course, led the NBA to rally around LeBron James.
Which was very sad for me, but go on.
Yeah, Steph Curry tweeted in support. Karl Anthony Towns brought up Flint, Michigan's dirty water.
Because that's what LeBron needs. No one sticks up for him.
Yeah.
It's not like he gets a large pass from
This
the
was
media.
our chance to all rally around the president. And say, you know what? He's right.
And
this was the moment he became president.
This was the
when
moment
he finally took aim at LeBron.
I can't believe you blew that tweet when that happened.
He also you could tell he's not up on basketball enough because he could be he broke his hand punching a wall during the finals,
right.
And
he could say, "I like Steph." You know,
I like MVPs who don't break
Curry.
their hands.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He did.
That's what the bum tweet was about, was in defense of Steph Curry.
That's right.
The only time LeBron James would even acknowledge Steph Curry's existence is if he's fighting Donald Trump. But the real reason I brought up these other NBA players is there's some breaking news here.
Ooh.
Matt Barnes.
Yes.
Psychopath Matt Barnes.
Yeah. Just always having a normal Matt Barnes.
Yeah, told TMZ today. He called Trump our dumbass president, and then revealed he's planning on getting into politics in Sacramento.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if Kevin Johnson can become the mayor there, then Matt Barnes is an upgrade. I'm going to say,
if Bill Bradley can be a running mate.
Was he a running mate for president?
Wasn't he? He tried to. Bill Bradley did.
Because Bill Bradley
he went against Gore in 2000.
Jack Kemp is the former athlete that made the ticket one year.
What about Sean Kemp? What's he up to?
Having children.
Yeah, if he can get all his kids to vote for him, he can at least become an alderman.
He can't be a politician because his hands are too small to hold the microphone.
Oh, you'd think that.
He's the Alex Smith of basketball.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan, of course, stopped playing golf for 5 minutes to release the goofiest statement possible, which was just 2 sentences.
Yeah. Bye, Haynes. Bye, period, Haynes, period.
He said, MAGA buys shoes too. No, he said, quote, I support LJ, something no one has ever called LeBron James.
So funny.
He's doing an amazing job for his community.
All right.
And that's it. Now, people on Twitter have attacked this Michael Jordan statement.
Really?
It's very
I mean, it
feels very Michael Jordan in that the guy was the most famous person in the world for 20 years, and no one knows anything about his personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I think happened. I don't even think Michael Jordan knew Donald Trump was president.
Absolutely.
I think he was like, Obama said what? Because here's the thing. You know where they don't show CNN? Casinos.
Yeah.
And that is where Michael Jordan is.
Yeah. 90% of the time.
23 hours a day.
Yeah. And the 1 extra hour a day, he's just fucking calling up all of
Oakley.
He's
calling up Oakley. And he's like, hey, you need to beat up some guys that hustled me in golf today.
I think he is just calling up all the people that he called out in his Hall of Fame speech and just being like, yeah, bitch, I'm the best basketball player who ever lived. Yeah.
I do think he's kind of above a Twitter beef, though. Michael Jordan will never join Twitter.
I think he's above
he has
it's his age.
I feel like he's just hermetically sealed off.
Yeah, it's his age. He's the most accomplished basketball player, and he's really rich to the point where he doesn't care about his own basketball team.
I feel like he's kind of like a pre-boomer. He's just too old for that, and it's just what?
Yeah, and also just people are arguing on a phone.
Yeah,
that's a nerd thing.
Yeah.
I'm no nerd. I'm Michael Jordan.
That seems like something nerds do.
But also, it's just such straight up classic Michael Jordan arrogance, where it's the president is below me. LeBron James is below me. Twitter is below me.
And I'm going to make a backhanded shot at LeBron by calling him LJ.
Yeah.
Larry Johnson's nickname.
You think it was that, or you think he wrote LBJ and was like, people might be confused. I'd be talking about Lyndon B. Johnson.
That's the last precedent he's acknowledged.
Michael Jordan has not written a thing in 15 years.
Right.
Put pen to paper? No way.
He probably yelled that tweet at an assistant.
Yeah, he has a jitterbug for sure.
What's a
I don't even know what
those are those old people phones that you can't text and have a dial
Oh.
tone that when you open it.
That's
like,
amazing.
They have big ass buttons.
I want one of those.
For a second, I thought you were talking about like a mental disorder.
Yeah,
No.
He's got a little jitterbug in his brain socket.
That's so sad.
No, those are old people phones. The jitterbug.
Like a life alert, but phone.
Yeah.
Tight.
So can I ask a serious question?
Yeah, no, I'll be very serious.
Is this the moment where Donald Trump has finally gone too far?
You know what?
This is where it comes crashing down.
I
right?
think this is the moment where America's going to wake up and go, hey, this guy is not fit for office.
Uh-huh.
And I think they're going to go, you know what, Mueller? Pack up your shit and go. We're going to start the fucking revolution right now. We don't need you to prove anything.
He just seems like not a nice person. That's what they're going to say to themselves.
You know, he's not nice.
Never noticed before now.
You know what's funny? I heard an interview this morning when I was listening to The Daily with Michael Barbaro. That's it. That's the music. And they were like interviewing someone who was in, I think, Ohio, or I don't fucking know. And it was like a middle-aged white woman and this person.
Wait, the New York Times wanted to talk to middle-aged white people who like
weird.
Trump?
It's weird.
That's so weird.
They're trying to bridge the divide. They're trying to figure out what happened.
What happened?
And she said, I think he needs to get off the dang Twitter and get all of his stuff together because it is ridiculous. Also, I'm really happy with what he's done in office, and he's doing all the things he said he would do. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, we're fucked. We're so fucked that we are completely unable to be unfucked.
At this point, I think he could get away with separating Riley Curry from the Currys and putting her in a cage.
And people would have been like, well, you know, she had a bad attitude.
Yeah.
You realize how much, like, there's all these stories about how, like, these brave journalists who brought down Nixon and like, Watergate and all this stuff. And you realize how much of his downfall relied on him being able to feel shame.
Like, right. Yeah.
And being able to recognize, like, oh, man, they got stuff on me. Like, Trump never gets to that point. He'll never get to the point where he's like, oh, I'm fucked. Because he doesn't think that way. He's incapable of feeling shame. So it's just like, there really is nothing that you can do.
All you can do is keep buying your Popovich Kerr 2020 t-shirts, and that is how you fight this regime.
Exactly.
Hashtag the resistance. I'm wearing a t-shirt right now that says, it's Mueller time.
And it looks like Miller. Because
it's
green.
It's the beer logo. Yeah.
Oh, man. Right.
I just hope, God, I hope the FBI, the NSA, and the CIA save me because they are the best fucking people in the world.
We also need some people who were running Obama's 2008 campaign and now live at the Soho House in West Hollywood and are millionaires. We need them to just say sarcastic things and be
white guys in
totally
boat
wrong.
Shoes, talking about the Russia
some
stuff.
Handsome white kid with a trust fund and a lot of land,
and like a low voice. Yeah.
Oh my God, we're so fucking fucked. Yeah, no, it's
like the crazy thing is we've been talking about this Trump tweet now for 20 minutes, and none of us has even brought up that it's inherently racist. That's what this is, because it's just like, of course it's racist.
Yeah, it's really
almost,
racist.
At this point, it's like it's racist and then what else?
Like, and also stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think this is a reaction to LeBron, or is it just what Trump does when he sees two black people talking to each other?
Definitely. I don't think he watched the interview. I think he was just like, those two black people on TV are talking shit.
They're plotting.
Yeah, they're plotting to take over.
I mean, I do also think there's a certain thing about LeBron being knowing inherently how much more popular LeBron is than him, like...
Which is fucking crazy, because if he did any research at all, like Trump did, he would find out that LeBron has so many faults. So you could go after his bald ass head. You could go after the fact that he has never actually made a field goal in in all of NBA history. Listen, every time you see it, it's an illusion, optical illusion. And also, you can go after the fact that LeBron, in my personal opinion, is a child molester.
The problem is that
Christ.
the problem is
too
that
far, Matt. Too far.
The problem is that 2 out of the 3 of those also apply to Trump.
He
also has a very questionable hairline. Likes to walk in the backstage of the Miss Teen USA pageant.
That's true.
Just a real Dwight Howard type guy.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein.
But he does have a beautiful jump shot. You saw those paper towels?
Disgusting. Oh, you're talking about Trump.
Yeah.
He's good at basketball.
I do. I do want to talk about Michael Jordan and Trump here for a second.
Yeah.
They are very similar.
Sean and I were trying to figure this out in a text message the other day. How many of the same women have slept with both Michael
guys.
Jordan
Both
and
guys.
Trump?
Oh, interesting. They probably both go to the same high-class hooker emporium.
Well, yeah, it's because they both definitely spent a lot of time on high-class golf courses and Atlantic City casinos, and were both very rich and famous in the
both have
late
shady
80s.
Connections to mobsters.
They have definitely fucked the same Russian hookers. They've probably been pissed on by the same
Oh,
piss.
do you think there's a P-tape about Michael Jordan?
On Michael Jordan?
I don't think Michael Jordan pees on people.
But
Just metaphorically on the court.
That's true.
Why would he need to pee on somebody when he can just
I thought the P-tape was him getting peed on.
Yeah, I thought so too. Actually, what I heard was that he forced or didn't force. He paid
him pee
on the peeing on a bed. Yeah, because Obama slept on it.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is what happened.
I feel like
Michael Jordan definitely would make a hooker pee on a bed that Mitch Richmond slept on.
I feel like Michael Jordan would pee on the hooker. I feel like he's the pisser on her.
I also feel like Michael Jordan would figure out a way to just make that happen at Mitch Richmond's actual house.
Right.
It would be his real bed.
I just
that
bought your
happened
house,
on.
Mitch. Now I'm going to have this hooker pee on you. Bye, Haynes.
Here's a
Or
video.
is he a Fruit of the
We
Loom
have a
guy?
video of...
No, he's Haynes.
Michael, we have a secret video of you shitting on Craig Elo's doorstep.
But I also kind of feel like Michael Jordan would just have someone else do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like is Michael Jordan gonna pee on a hooker?
BJ
Armstrong can do it. Or Craig Elo, Jack Haley could do it for him. That was Jason Caffey's whole job, his 2 years in Chicago,
and he would get all the credit because Michael Jordan loves credit.
Yeah,
that's how he pays casinos.
But I wonder if they have the same type of lady they like. Is
You know what's
I was thinking like early Maxim model,
or
maybe someone who would Vendela is their dream girl for both of them.
I think, judging by the women that Trump has been publicly linked to, I feel like his taste in women is similar to his taste in buildings, where it's just a bunch of competing architectural styles. That's sort of it's got leopard skin and gold leaf, and it's just a bunch of clashing things that are this is classy, and there's gold toilet. And
very respectable, very classy.
So it's
I want a classy, respectable white woman.
Any woman that's got giant fake tits, and bleach blonde hair, and she could look like anything under.
And I want no labias.
No, I don't know why. This is what Trump sounds like to me.
I bet Michael Jordan is also so afraid of Michael Avenatti. He's he's gonna be yelling at me on TV.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the lawyer?
Yeah, the Stormy Daniels lawyer.
I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah. What if Donald Trump doesn't know anything about Michael Jordan's basketball career, but he just heard about the way he treated Kwame Brown and other underlings, and he's like, I like that. Yeah. That guy could. Yeah. The very weak Kwame Brown.
Very weak, small hands Kwame Brown.
Here's the thing I know. He is come close to bankrupting the Charlotte basketball organization several times.
The failing Charlotte Hornets.
The failing Charlotte Hornets.
I think it's even
sad.
Simpler. I think it's even simpler than that. I think it's very telling that he didn't the first thing that he went to praise about Michael Jordan was a slogan from a commercial, because he
only
understands life through bad TV. He's probably never seen any of Michael Jordan's actual games. He's like, oh, I like the guy from the commercial.
Yeah, he's watched a lot of the same '90s TV that the rest of us watched. I'm convinced.
I'm also wondering if he accidentally switched it to Space Jam once, and that's why he wants a Space Force now. He's the Monstars are there. They're stealing our talent. They're not sending the best basketball players. No, they're not.
Yeah. They're sending Charles Barkley. Terrible, terrible talent.
Good documentary on racism, though. I learned a lot.
The illegal aliens come to Earth and steal all of our jobs and our basketball players' talent.
Isn't Barkley a Republican, though?
He used to be. Now he says he's not.
Okay. He was
Karl Malone might still be.
Karl Malone definitely is. Well, that brings us to another news story.
I was going to say, when we were talking about eating ass, I was going to say, like, you know who definitely doesn't eat ass?
Karl Malone.
Yeah. 100%.
Karl Malone doesn't even kiss on the mouth.
Yeah, right.
He might eat a dude's ass and then kill him. But
yeah, right.
I think we did land on John Stockton does maybe eat ass because of how dirty a player he was.
Oh,
how
that
secretly dirty
like,
he was. Yeah.
He'd be like, no one's looking.
Yeah.
He seems like those are like the real like dour guys. I feel like they're the most dirty in bed.
Yeah.
The ones that are like,
Sean Bradley.
So we have a lot of real basketball news stories, but we'll talk about those later this week. What I want to talk to now that's thematically similar is Paul George.
Paul?
Oh, yes.
So Paul George
is.
Do you know who Paul George is?
I know the name.
He did not come to the Lakers, so you should also hate
him.
Oh,
really
that's right.
mad. It came out today that he is hosting a Republican Party fundraiser at his home in Oklahoma City.
Wow.
That is also a smooth jazz concert.
Wow. Dude, he knows the taste of the people he's trying to get money for.
I mean, this is
a big surprise that he would be a Republican. I would say.
I just want to give out a shout out to our friend Julian Rodriguez at Juicebonji, who called him Playoff GOP.
Yeah, because he tried to give himself the nickname Playoff P last year.
Oh yeah.
Do you think like when he fundraises, he only raises funds for the primary because he's like, there's no way they're gonna get out of the first round. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Damn, dude. Speaking of that, I was going to tell this story. Cedric the Iceman Sabalas. Have I told you?
Oh, no. Let's hear the story, Matt.
Well, the story is very... It's a quick story. He basically... my friend David saw him at like a... at a fucking Vons or some shit back in the day. And he's like, can I get your autograph? And then he got it. And he signed it. Cedric Iceman Sabala. David is like was a big basketball fan. And he was like, Iceman? He's like, yeah. I go by Iceman now. Did not catch on, never caught on.
There already was an Iceman. George Iceman Gervin.
I know, George Gervin already existed. But it's great because there's definitely like limited edition. There's out there is a bunch of like signed paraphernalia by Cedric Sabalos for like the 3 months he thought he would get Iceman.
Yeah. By the way, Basketball Reference does not acknowledge the Iceman nickname. They do acknowledge Garbage Man, though. Garbage Man, which
that's pretty terrible.
What about Lake Havasu?
That should be his nickname.
That should
Cedric Lake Havasu.
Do you know that? Do you know that story?
No.
Sean, do you want to tell Matt and Vince Cedric Sabalas
so
Lake Havasu story?
If I'm remembering this correctly, I believe this was when Del Harris was coaching the team?
I think that sounds right.
This is like 95, right before he got traded.
Yes.
I don't remember. I think he had like some kind of altercation with the coach where he like missed a practice and it turned out he was jet
It was a
skiing.
game, I thought.
He missed a game?
I think he missed a game because he went jet skiing at Lake Havasu.
Damn. Dell was not pleased with that.
And so he was immediately traded for Robert Horry. And he got traded because he threw a towel in Danny Ainge's face.
Wait,
which
who
we're
did?
always pro.
Horry did?
Yeah, Horry in Phoenix threw a towel in Danny Ainge's face. And we are always pro throwing things at Danny Ainge on this podcast.
Yeah.
I threw a towel at my high school basketball.
Ooh,
nice.
What for?
Like I wasn't playing. I hadn't been playing at all, and he did something where he like got pissed off and threw a towel, and it like landed next to me, and he turned around and hit him in the back of it. Everybody else on the bench.
Yeah, it is funny.
Did he bench?
Oh yeah, so he missed.
Oh, you were.
Yeah. So technically, he missed a shoot round in the practice before the game, which got him suspended. And his quote was, "There are a lot of things that I put before basketball: my health, my family, and religion. And one of those things came up."
I guess
he meant his family, and that he had to rent a houseboat to work out those family problems.
It could be like
he actually goes to the first church of Ski-Doo.
Yeah. But then he didn't call the Lakers for like 4 days.
Damn.
And he was jet skiing.
Love a jet ski
Would
story.
you say that Lake Havasu? I feel like Lake Havasu would be on the Mount Rushmore of white trash vacation spots.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Lake
Lake
Havasu.
Like Dollywood.
Yeah, Graceland.
Laughlin.
Yeah.
Oh, Laughlin for sure.
Laughlin.
And
Wyoming.
then Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Myrtle Beach.
Let's see. Golden Corral.
That's not a place. That's a state of mind.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's.
When you're there.
When you're here, you fucking here. Deal with it, bitch. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm looking at my phone.
Always. To an Italian guy.
You know, that's what I do.
So was George always a Republican?
I don't know. This is the first time it's come out.
Or is he just like, I work for the fracking industry when I'm in Oklahoma City. I made a long-term commitment to fracking, and that puts me in the Coke network.
Well, but if he's with the Cokes, then he might be like because the Cokes are gonna go to war with Trump, and the Mercy.
I feel like that's probably fake, right?
I mean, it could be, but they definitely don't. They definitely don't like Trump,
but they're also pro all the deregulation that
they're also,
Trump is for.
Yeah, they also have like most reasons to love him, but they're also like, you know what? Back when we were raping and pillaging the country and the working class, we did it with class.
Well, you always get these all these super rich billionaires have one weird thing where they all just don't want taxes. So you have Sheldon Adelson who's like, I hate unions, I don't want taxes, and I talk to Benjamin Netanyahu on the phone 5 days a week. Right. And you're like, what? And then Robert Mercer's like, I hate taxes, I hate unions, and I've devoted tens of millions of dollars to analyzing if we should drink urine. Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's your thing?
And then Peter Thiel's thing is like the Blood Boys.
Blood Boys, life extension technology.
Yeah. And Norquist is like, I don't believe in taxes. Everybody's got to sign this pledge that says they will not support any taxes. And also, we need to relax our vaping laws.
Yeah.
Very draconian laws towards vapors.
Yeah,
That's why
George Soros is the best billionaire out there, because he's someone who's like
because he's paying you.
Yeah. First of all, because he's paying me, dude. Because fucking make that Soros money. No, because his weird thing is like, and I believe that all women should be able to stick a jade egg in their pussy. Like
a jade egg.
Jade egg, dude.
Wasn't it one point?
What was his name? Jade egg. I
know
about the jade egg.
You guys never put a jade egg in your pussy.
Do you think he accidentally went on J-Date once and was like, yeah, jade egg, right? I want like a girl to put a jade egg.
No, he supports Goop. That's and that's a very important thing on Goop is putting jade in your.
Yeah, wait, he supports Goop, the Gwyneth Paltrow
Probably,
magazine?
Dude. Yeah. All the bad things is what fucking any liberal cause, if it's crystals or not, is supported by fucking George Soros.
Yeah. He only likes crystals that get extracted from that mine Elon Musk owns in South Africa.
Yeah.
It was either Paul Allen or Steve Wozniak's thing at one point in the 90s was being able to send your ecstasy to a company and test it, and they'd send it back to make sure it was pure ecstasy.
Wow. Yeah, I think that was a Wozniak.
Yeah,
he'd have people do it at raves.
Yeah,
I'm just harm reduction.
No, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's just a weird
thing to be super into.
It's a weird thing for Steve Wozniak to be super into.
Well, that's why John McAfee was one of the best rich guys, because all he wanted to do was to move to South America
and murder people,
and have young girls shit in his mouth.
Yeah,
we cut a hole in the hammer, and then he sit under it, and then we take a shit in the mouth.
We shit in. So I kind of, when he killed that guy, the guy had poisoned his dog. So if I was a really rich guy and some guy poisoned my dogs, I would probably have that guy killed.
I mean, I'd consider it. Being a billionaire, you'd consider it.
Yeah,
It's the shitting in the mouth. That's where he went too far for me.
Sure.
I was like, whoa. Yeah. Piss is one thing. Piss is at least sterile.
Yeah.
Shit, you're dealing with all sorts of problems.
I mean,
didn't he have like a heart attack recently? And he's like, the government's after me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was like I think like a month ago he was in a coma for a couple days.
Yeah, and,
and it was
the government's trying to poison me. It has nothing to do with eating loads of shit on a daily basis.
It was the Randy Quaid Star Killers were after.
Oh right,
him. They're after Randy Quaid and John McAfee.
I really wish more people knew about the John McAfee getting shit in his mouth, because then I could, on stage, if the joke doesn't work, because call me John McAfee, because I'm really eating shit up here.
Yeah.
And everyone would laugh, and I'd be like, dude, that was really good.
Bring him back.
That seems more like a dream of yours.
It does. It is a dream of mine, man.
It's the weirdest thing about the movie Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, is that like coprophilia is a really big part of it.
Is it?
Treat Williams' character constantly accused of that.
You know, I know
Rage. Rage.
I know Treat Williams' daughter. Isn't that weird?
Oh.
It's that random ass.
Is she nice?
What's her name?
Allison Williams.
I forgot her name. It's Allison Williams.
From Get Out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
Was Treat Williams was on One Tree Hill, right?
I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah. I knew his daughter in college.
One Tree Hill, that was a basketball show, right?
No.
Or didn't it pretend to be?
What
was
the one?
show?
Oh, was it? I
Yeah.
never
One
seen
Tree
it.
Hill,
I never seen it.
Was that the one where the guy spilled the heart out? And the
Yes,
dog
it
ate
is One Tree Hill. One of the greatest scenes.
Wait, the heart falls and then the dog eats it?
It's like the
The
best.
guy's waiting for his artificial heart.
And then
And it like somebody trips.
No, it's a heart transplant.
It's a heart transplant, and they bring it in like the ice thing,
They
and
bring it in like a
and
Yeti
like
cooler.
and someone's got like their computer plugged in, so there's a cord across the. And then the heart falls onto the floor, and there's a dog loose in the hospital.
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
as you know, and the first thing a dog does when it sees a fallen heart, fucking eats it.
And the guy's face when he just looks at the dog eating his artificial heart is like very sad, but like
It looks like
he's underplaying it. I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, definitely. It's very.
I think someone did like an oral history of that scene, and like some of the original screenwriters were like, they'd written it like really earnestly, and they couldn't figure out why like everyone thought it was hilarious. I was like, it was like one of the greatest The Soup clips of all time.
Yeah. If you read the liner notes, we actually had a lot of good ideas for that scene. There's liner notes on TV. Fuck you.
Amazon
You watch on
X-Ray.
Amazon,
You ever watch it?
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know why?
It's like pop-up video, but
Because
with
you
like
can see
useful
through the ladies'
shit.
clothes too.
Oh, come on,
You
Sean.
get Prime After Dark.
Hell yeah, dude. Prime After Dark. Yeah, no, all that shit, that metadata that you see there, that was I worked for the company that mined all that shit, dude. Yeah,
Cambridge Analytica?
No, not that. No, not that metadata, dude. No, I'm talking about like whenever Brad Pitt's on screen, it says Brad Pitt's name on X-Ray. Yeah, my first job in San Francisco was this company where all I did was watch movies and TV shows and make sure that as soon as the character was on screen, their name popped up, and then as soon as they left the screen, their name went away. And yeah, it was the best job I ever had, dude. I got to watch movies for money, and like I know you could also do that at, like an AMC theater, but but I felt it was more fun than that. So fuck you.
Is that where you learned to memorize Red Dragon?
Yeah, dude. I got to watch Red Dragon so many times that I became fucking the Red Dragon. That's all of a sudden. We are witness. Yeah.
You ever seen Manhunter, dude?
Great becoming. I actually have not seen Manhunter.
You should watch it.
I've heard that it is Red Dragon.
I think it's better than Red Dragon, but yeah.
That's a stupid thing to say.
Michael Mann made it.
Yeah. But
it's very weird. Inagata-Davida is in it in its entirety at one point.
I'm sorry. So you're saying Michael
Sean
Mann...
hates it.
You're saying Michael Mann...
Well, I don't know that it's worse than Red Dragon, though.
I mean, it's definitely better than the Brett Ratner movie. I think so.
Brett Ratner is one of the greatest directors / best friends with Michael Jackson who ever lived.
You are very into
bad.
Yeah, bad.
Things are bad.
You like Kobe Bryant, Brett Ratner. You got any Bryan Singer defenses you want to make right now?
Dude, he was actually really nice to people. He was a gentleman most of the time. So far, I feel like he's been more of a gentleman than you have been on this podcast.
Wow,
that's right.
How often do you think Brett Ratner wears that custom-made Wolverine costume?
He fucking sleeps in it, for sure.
Actually, it probably didn't fit him. like 3 months.
Yeah,
after
there's
that.
no
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
The Coke bloat is brutal, dude.
I didn't even know he had a Wolverine costume.
Does it have the spikes that come out? That would be tight.
It just has like Coke spoons.
I'm ready for this party.
I would hang out with the guy.
Yeah.
Wolverine costume. That'd be the best.
Like little tiny.
Very little.
You know how big of a like pile of Coke you need? You just like scoop it like 3 at a time, and you just like give it to everybody. Hey, guys, go.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, man.
Sean is looking up the picture of Brett
Here
Ratner's,
it is.
Let me see.
He looks like Jonah Hill.
that will be the picture of today's episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. What the fuck? He looks exactly like Jonah Hill.
I liked when he got fired from the Oscars for saying rehearsal is for fags.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Murphy was like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to perform live.
Yeah.
I have an excuse to quit."
He just does. He was like, "Oh, I was just gonna do Raw again as my opening monologue, and I have a lot of things to say about gay people."
You better watch out, Mr. T/homosexuals.
Yeah. If there were a Brett Ratner mural, I'd probably deface it.
Would you, because you're loyal to Bryan Singer?
Yeah.
No, because I'm loyal. I'm loyal to Manhunter, Michael Mann's
Oh,
Manhunter.
wow.
That's how we got here. Sean.
That's your Francis.
Yeah.
That's the only Francis Dollarhide.
Yeah.
Brian Cox is the only Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian
And,
Cox as Hannibal Lecter, I've heard is great, and
It's weird. It's not great. It's very weird
well,
because it's like muscular. It's like a tough guy. His Hannibal Lecter, because he's like young.
Anymore.
He's like young Brian.
right.
Cox.
Yeah.
Um,
There's nothing more muscular than a young Cox.
But yeah, that Dollarhide rules, dude. It's
Brian
plays-
Cox is one of those guys who keeps getting older and his head keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
He's got like a refrigerator, like a mini fridge on his shoulders.
So I take it that means you've been watching Succession.
Hell yeah, I have.
Fuck that shit. Sharp Objects.
It's Sean's
for life.
favorite show.
It's the best.
Sharp
Great.
Objects for life.
I don't know why they're
Like all the
why are they competing?
because they're on TV at the same time.
Okay.
I mean, I will watch Sharp Objects
It's really
after
good,
I keep
dude.
I'm getting there.
rewatching Succession.
I don't know why.
I heard there was a hot sex scene last week.
Oh, do not! I'm only 2 episodes in.
Oh, sorry.
Stop!
Why does Jean-Marc Vallée have to make everything a goddamn jukebox musical? Like every single show he makes, it's like the characters.
That
are
music is terrible
like,
on that
here's,
show.
Here's her playing Led Zeppelin, and it's like you could just have Led Zeppelin playing.
Nah,
without-
man,
or
you
like
needed-
pressing play
Yeah.
on the Led
You
Zeppelin.
need to show that the music's happening in real life
Yeah.
too. That's how you know it's
The music
good.
is very bad on that show.
It's
It's very bad.
I heard the Pretty Little Liars song on the radio like a week ago. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's a good song.
What's happening? It is good. I was just like,
I keep doing that too, but I think you mean Big Little Lies.
oh yes, Big Little
I
Lies.
called
is
it
what
Pretty
I mean.
Little Liars at least 100,000
Yeah.
times.
Why? Is there something called Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a tween
Have you
show.
you don't know who A is yet? The Mystery of A?
No, dude.
Dude, you gotta watch
Oh.
it.
What
Joe
is it?
Tobin and I
Is it
used
an
to watch
ABC
pretty.
Sounds
Family
like a
Yeah.
70s porno.
Yeah.
The Mystery of A.
Joe Tobin and I used to watch Pretty Little Liars as a joke together, and then we got really into it briefly.
Yeah. Watching something as a joke only lasts once. If you do it twice,
Yeah.
you're watching something.
Because we kept so we used to go. Me and comedian Joe Tobin, very funny San Francisco comedian.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah, we used to go to the movies every Saturday. There was this giant AMC theater on Van Ness in San Francisco.
It's still there.
Yeah, but they don't. It's not staffed with enough people,
No,
and there are multiple floors.
Yeah.
So if you went before noon, tickets were $6.
Right. Yeah.
And then we'd stay until like 5 o'clock. We were adult, like men in our 30s, watching the worst possible movies. We'd see like Mark Wahlberg in Contraband.
Yeah, there was Contraband. We saw the number 4. I Am Number 4.
I Am Number 4. Yeah,
Mm.
we would just watch anything.
Once it was like 0 for 5, where we watched and we
Every
were like,
movie was bad.
No Strings Attached was the best of the 5 we
Dang.
saw.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of my
There was
friends
one.
Wrote, I Am Number 4.
Oh,
One
really?
of the book, not the movie.
Oh, isn't that somehow related to James Fry?
It was, yeah. It
Oh
was
my
James
God.
Fry's idea, and then he found like some grad students to like write the books,
and then
get
Oprah
half the
made him
money.
sit down and
Apologize
apologize for not writing the books.
Well, and the guy from number 4 is the guy who what's
Magic
his name?
Mike.
Pettifer?
Yeah,
Alex
he's
Pettifer.
the kid
Yeah.
in Magic
And
Mike.
and like had Magic Mike that and Beastly, but was like such an asshole. His career ended basically.
Yeah, it
in
was
3
crazy.
movies.
Yeah, I don't know how big of he must have been really bad. He was nice when I met him. Seemed a little,
Oh, but he was at Brett Ratner's house with the Wolverine with the Wolverine hands.
Brett Ratner was walking around with his Coke spoon hands.
All right. Is there any other basketball you want to talk about, Sean, or should we? Let's do that WNBA story.
Oh yeah. That's kind of interesting. Just let's talk about the WNBA in a negative way.
I follow religiously.
But this story is really interesting. Sean, walk us through what happened.
So, there's a team in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Aces, who had
Great name, by the way. That is that is such a good name.
The mystery of A.
Some of them are not great. I don't love the name Sparks.
Sure, but that's an original.
You're right. But like in
But,
general,
like,
Minnesota Lynx is
The
a good
Lynx
name.
is the Lynx up to me is the most offensive of the names because they're like it's a big cat but a real girly cat,
like a lady Timberwolf.
a lady cat.
It's just like a mean pussy.
It's a mean ass pussy. That's what we need. We don't.
It's slinky, but it's also can
It
scratch.
can't be a lion because that's a dude, and it can't be a tiger because that's a dude. We need a little pussy ass cat, but it's someone who is over 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Cougar's little on the nose.
But the
Cougars
Aces,
2 on the nose.
the Aces is such a good name for a sports team, especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, good
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
So much better than that fucking hockey team name, the Golden Knights.
Yeah, the Golden Knights is a very weird name.
It's horrible.
They got so close to winning the Stanley Cup.
I know.
though.
It would have been the best.
That would have been great.
It would have proven once and for all that hockey is bullshit,
Yeah.
which is really what I've been waiting
And they're
for.
Sheldon Adelson's favorite team, so
Oh, God, it
Dark
probably
money, baby.
is. Dark
Golden
money.
Knights. That's what Trump was having in Russia.
Oh,
Hey!
Call Mueller! Call Mueller! P-tape!
Resist.
So they were supposed to. They had to fly to D.C. to play the Washington Mystics. Better than Wizards, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And they so they had a travel delay getting out of Vegas. They flew into Dallas instead. They had to sleep at the airport. They had to take a bunch of different
Jesus.
planes. And
Because the WNBA flies commercially.
they fly
Oh
commercial.
my
They don't
God,
have charter.
it's so fucked up.
But anyway, they had a game in DC, and the league was like, all right, we'll push back the start like an hour. And they showed up they landed at like 3:00, got to the hotel at 4, and decided to forfeit their 8:00 game
Holy
because of
shit,
the
they-
stress of travel.
Yeah.
I guess.
Forfeited a game.
Because they slept in an airport the night
Yeah.
before, and then
Yeah.
they were supposed to play a fucking basketball
Yeah,
game.
fuck that.
And my question is, are women not tough enough to play professional
I
basketball?
think you're asking the question that we're all thinking.
No.
MAGA.
Now they're a game and a half out of the playoffs,
Uh-huh.
and I
And
guess
they had to
apparently
forfeit.
2 games out of the playoffs now.
Wow.
Would this explain it if I told you that their coach was Bill Lambier?
That is interesting.
Yes, he is. He
yeah,
is their coach.
this is karma coming back to old Bill having to forfeit a game
Yeah. Wait, why?
because he was a huge jerk.
Oh, he was a jerk.
Everyone
but
hates
I
Bill
thought-
Lambier.
No,
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, no, but I thought it was maybe that like he had to forfeit a game.
Oh,
or
no.
something. Like,
The Bad Boys should have had to forfeit some of those games because they weren't good enough to play Michael Jordan, so punched him instead.
Yeah.
That's not basketball.
That's my favorite thing about basketball is
Yeah.
that people play dirty.
Yeah.
That's why I love Draymond. I don't like anybody who doesn't play dirty.
Yeah, Kermit Washington, #1 basketball player who ever lived. Got Rudy right in the fucking jaw.
Oh, he had
dude.
it coming.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the brain pan of a champion. That's what he said after he
Saying
got punched.
Rudy Tomjanovich had it coming.
Never underestimate the brain pan. Oh man.
Have you guys ever had to forfeit anything?
Rudy Tom John a bitch. That's what I call him.
No.
Yeah, that's good, dude. That's
Yeah,
good.
he knows right there.
Fucking Polish.
Yeah, that seems.
I mean,
I don't know. I want to say that that's acceptable and not at the same time.
I mean, here's what I think about it.
They should have delayed that. They should have just rescheduled the game.
Yeah, if they could reschedule the game, they should have done that. Also,
Give them some of
baseball
Brad
would have.
Randers'
Here's what I'm gonna
cocaine.
say: they should have played the game
Yeah.
because they were there. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure they were tired. I'm
Yeah.
sure it sucked, but like,
Yeah, you play the game, and then if you lose, you'd be like, all right, you guys gotta like negate that loss.
Well, you know,
And then if they
when
win-
women are tired, they get all emotional, you know.
That's
And then
true.
when you play emotional, it's like that's the thing about basketball. You can't have any emotion.
Yeah.
You know,
While you're
sleeping on that airport, their periods probably all,
and all their
synced
periods
up.
synced up at the same time, and then they were all like, "Oh, Hillary should have won." And then, you know, at that moment, they knew they weren't going to be able to play.
What
the game.
character
They
is
were
this,
too-
Matt?
This is a character.
This is Gary from Fremont.
This is
What?
Gary.
What is the name of this
Hi,
character?
I'm Gary Fremont, first time listener, long time caller. And
I'm calling in to talk 9.
just trying to tell you right now that I really don't think that women should be allowed to hold balls unless they're mine. Okay.
This is very this is very like Jim Rome show.
is that
Yeah,
what they do in
yeah.
Rome? Rome is burning. That's like, when in Rome, burn it.
Yeah, where like you called and then Jim Rome's got to be like, I know those women are tough. You like, and then you'd like call him a fruit or something and hang up.
I like women. I'm not a misogynist, gay lord.
Except he kind of is.
Right. Is he?
Kind of.
Probably.
I mean,
I haven't watched.
the main thing that I know about is
He almost got his ass
calling
kicked?
Jim Everett Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Which is like calling a
else?
man a woman. Like
Yeah.
that's like the worst thing you can
first
do.
of all, like you're a fucking sports show host, and like you're gonna call a professional athlete like a pussy
Yeah.
because like he like lost you money or something. I don't know. Like he should have got his ass kicked.
yeah. Well, also it was disrespectful to Chris Everett
Yeah.
to compare her to that shitty quarterback.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah.
He was no Vince Ferragamo.
No,
that's
he
for
should.
sure.
They shouldn't have. I mean, I don't know. I want to say they should have just played the game, but I've called in sick.
They should have played the game, and then if they won, they could like complain, like they could talk so much shit afterwards, like Michael Jordan's flu.
Which
game.
you know they would have, because you get a bunch of women in the room, and oh my
No,
god.
Yeah.
Bill Lambier is way worse at that sort of thing
Oh, yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
women.
Also,
So it's just
Also, if they're arranging flights, I bet the unspoken part of this story is Bill Lambier just laying into gate agents
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
like
yeah,
just
dude.
being such a dick.
That's
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they were only able to take 3 separate flights to
Yeah.
Washington from Dallas. Why was that?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
knock you out like you're fucking Kurt Rambis.
That's one. Let me speak to the manager ass dude. Right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
seriously.
he might be the most let me speak to the manager ass athlete I ever.
Yeah.
Like he was a rich kid. Like his dad. Was
Yeah,
like a
super
Oh, yeah,
rich.
yeah.
Dude, I want to read his
He was
Yelp account.
basically like Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
But like not neurotic.
Bill Lambier's Yelp account is probably just like he like 1 stars, fucking like like a Benihana
Or like a children's hospital.
Terrible
Like really slow to get there.
service.
I've been to a much finer hibachi establishments than the Benihana here, and I personally think it should be shut down. That's Bill Lambier impression.
Yeah, they should have played. That's what I said.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's weird though that the
I wouldn't have.
I think the NBA should have rain delayed that game.
But I wonder,
Sure.
can you just schedule like the arena and the fans? They gave all the money back to the fans, by the way.
Oh, that's
Right, of course.
That's good.
But that's kind of not. It feels like that shouldn't be on Washington to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do we know that the tickets weren't free?
Yeah, they have season tickets.
I think they were free, dude. That was me talking mad shit on the WNBA right there. I used to watch the WNBA every fucking
Yeah,
summer.
the WNBA. I want to
I
make
did.
it clear that WNBA's gotten pretty cool.
The reason I have a problem with this is that I feel like this is the biggest the WNBA has been. People are watching the All-Star game
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
this is not the time to be forfeiting games.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe. I know that I will take any excuse not to do physical activity.
Me too.
So I feel for that, especially sleeping in an airport.
Yeah,
cell
but, all
by
right, but
yourself.
your sport is stand up. There's no way you would cancel a stand up set
If you were like, oh, I
That's
can only
true.
get there an hour before.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't cancel them. But
No.
I would.
So-
But I've never had to do 2 hours of comedy all at
It's
once.
48 minutes.
48
and they
minutes,
play
right.
with a smaller ball.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
That matters. It's not as heavy.
Not as heavy. Yeah, lighter dribble. Like everything's easier,
I wonder if there was like a bench player on the Aces who just didn't really get to play very much, who was just like, "Oh fuck this! You guys are too tired."
Yeah.
Like I've played 12 minutes this month.
Yeah, are you kidding? My back hurts from sitting so much on this.
So is the WNBA good? I mean, I have to plead ignorance, but like I watch a decent amount of women's sports, but the WNBA is not one of them.
It's tough. The thing I feel like they and MLS has like solved this problem to a degree. Mm-hmm. It's hard to have teams when you don't have like a fan base and regional rivalries, and so I do think travel is probably an issue because it's like the teams go from LA to Seattle,
like similar NBA kind of schedules.
Yeah, but without the money
in commercial.
Well, they compress it all into a summer because everybody makes way more money playing outside the United States.
Yeah, like Diana Taurasi makes like $2 million playing in like the Ukraine, and like they like give her furs and diamonds. Like, Diana Taurasi fucking owns. By the way, I will forever thumbs up, dude.
First class
she
at least,
rules.
like you got to have a special plane.
I don't think so.
People.
Our friend Mike Malloy was talking about trying to get the courtside seats package for the Sparks because it was like, I don't know what it is, like $4,000 for the year, for the summer or something.
It's pretty good.
But you get an open bar.
Wow.
And so he was like, I can drink enough to make it worth it.
Yeah. I can drink $4,000 in the summer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Although the idea of becoming like if you're maybe a celebrity, maybe even a celebrity who's had something problematic happen to you before. What if you become the Jack Nicholson of the WNBA?
That would be tight. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
like
sit in Jack's chair.
Like Kevin Spacey should be the Jack Nicholson.
Kevin Spacey? I feel like that would. Like
I don't know about that one.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
I'm here to support the girl.
maybe like one of those baseball players with bad tweets.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of somebody like I feel like James Franco could do it.
Yeah.
And like get enough goodwill that people are like, all right, you're a clown, but
look,
you're
like
sorry.
His scandals
you're sorry. Casey Affleck, maybe.
I love how penance to you is just sitting and watching a WNBA game.
Well, it's like what the NBA made Kobe do.
Yeah.
When he had like 5 years after
After
the
what?
rape charge.
I've never heard of that.
But yeah, he basically had to be in the front row at the dunk contest and go to like the Futures game and clap for everybody and smile and act like he didn't want to just be in a room by himself doing weird isometric exercises and like listening to weird movie soundtracks and hating everybody.
Speaking Italian.
Speaking Italian.
Do you think
working on his next rap album?
Do you think it was actually LeBron who committed the rape in a Kobe
Definitely.
mask?
Actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I've already
like
said.
Mission Impossible style.
Well, think about the year it happened. What year? 2003, right? What year did fucking LeBron enter the NBA?
2003.
Oh my God. Case closed. I'm very sorry, Kobe, for ruining your legacy.
Yeah.
Said LeBron. Never.
Do you think LeBron maybe made that animated film?
Well, no. What are you talking about? The one that won the Oscar?
Mm-hmm.
God, no.
What was the animated film?
Dear Basketball?
Dear Basketball. I'm sorry for rape. Something like that. And then when he won the award, he's like, thank you so much. I didn't do it. It was LeBron. But no one heard that part because they cut him off, because the music started playing.
And then he whispered, I'll tell you how Shaq's ass tastes.
Oh, wow.
Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
All right. Anything else you want to cover here,
It
Sean?
probably tastes like Icy Hot.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
That's what the general says.
He's about Shaq's ass height.
I mean, have you
got it all on his mustache?
You guys saw Uncle Drew, right?
No.
You see Shaq's ass in it.
Really?
It's a weird ass.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice, in fact.
It's a weird ass.
How could it not be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? In what
It's
way?
because
It's a big bubble butt, right?
He's always had a.
It's very high up. You know what I mean?
Yes. No.
Like,
He's always
how
had
tall he is.
He's always had kind of like a badonkadonk.
No, that's fine. No, but I mean, the proportion of like where the ass starts on the legs going up to the back is
long,
shocking. Yeah,
shockingly high.
I got a high butt crack too.
Yeah.
But you're not. Way up my spine.
But you're also not the largest man on earth.
Yeah.
Also weird that they decided they needed a nude.
Yeah,
so
that
tell
is
me about
strange.
this movie though. I didn't see it. Is it good? Like it was. They didn't screen it for critics. It looked, like, I didn't see any.
It is
trailers
better than it deserves to be.
But it's
I would
pretty.
say
It's not nearly as fun as it should
it's
be.
weird
Is
how
it, like,
not fun it
Is
is.
it like a documentary? Or are they like going to?
No.
The
It's
beginning is like
full-on.
a fake documentary, and then
The first 5 minutes are like a fake 30 for 30 about Uncle Drew.
Okay.
And then you meet Lil Rel. And Lil Rel is fun for the first 30 minutes. The guy from Get Out, who's like the security guard, he's the lead.
Okay.
he's putting together a pro-am team
To play at a
with
tournament
Aaron
at Rucker
Gordon
Park.
as his star guy.
Okay.
And then Nick Kroll steals Aaron Gordon away from him and his girlfriend, Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
And so he has to recruit Uncle Drew. And Kyrie Irving
And then when Uncle Drew shows up, the movie becomes way less fun.
to a
It
halt.
grinds to a halt.
Basketball real, or-
Basketball's bad.
They
It's
have
not real.
three
no.
scenes take place at gas stations. That's a
A
unique
lot of
choice.
gas
Here's
stations.
the
That's a
craziest
lot.
thing about Uncle Drew. It asks a lot of dramatic acting from the basketball players
Yeah.
and not the actors in it.
Oh, that's a bad
So
call.
So like there's a big scene where Shaq in old man makeup
Yeah.
and Kyrie Irving as Uncle Drew in old man makeup are standing over the grave of a woman that they both loved, giving like a dramatic.
Yeah, they're trying.
Wow.
Uncle Drew needs to make peace with his old team, and Shaq's like, "You slept with my girl
The
you
night
know,
before the
big Rucker
championship."
game," and Uncle Drew's like, "Oh man, you probably don't even remember that girl's name," and Shaq goes, "I married that girl," and
Yeah.
then the next scene, them in old man makeup in front of a grave,
Wow.
and Kyrie Irving's like, "I loved her too." And then they don't deal with it again. But
I
apparently,
love a good smash cut to headstone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smash cut to headstone is how you know someone died.
Here's the crazy. Here's the craziest part about Uncle Drew.
If I die, I hope it's a smash cut to headstone.
Yeah.
A really crazy thing about Uncle Drew is like, so they have all this backstory that you can't see because Uncle Drew is played by Kyrie Irving, who is 24 years old, and the rest of his team are all played by 50-year-olds.
so you can't have a flashback.
So you can't have a flashback where they're
That
young.
Hilarious.
But it has an Austin Powers 2 element of fish out of water back into water.
Yeah.
Where you're like in the original commercials, it's like 25-year-old Kevin Love is in old man makeup. Oh, and young, beautiful Maya Moore is in makeup.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, here's a 52-year-old man pretending to be a 64-year-old man. Reggie Miller does not try at all.
Reggie Miller is horrible.
And Nate Robinson tries so hard.
No.
I walked out thinking Nate Robinson should actually be an actor. Nate Robinson is really good in it.
Well, but I mean, it's not like he shows a ton of range.
No.
He plays a guy who is basically catatonic and then is given a basketball and starts like windmill dunking. and
But
stuff.
like
but he's like very, very serious.
he plays
He's like,
it sad.
he's
Like
like-
there's
like
like
he's
a
in
lot of
Awakenings.
pathos
Yeah.
to what Nate
Oh,
Robinson
wow.
is doing.
and Chris Webber
Tries very
really
hard.
tries, but is bad.
Yeah.
and Reggie Miller makes no effort and cannot.
Yeah.
You know how he can't say a normal sentence
Right,
when
yeah,
he's
yeah,
announcing
yeah.
a game?
Yeah.
It's the same way when he's
Yeah.
reading his lines
Oh,
in this movie.
I can't. Whose idea was it to make these guys
Pepsi Max.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Possibly the NBA.
It is way better than a Pepsi commercial that turned into a movie should be, though. I will say that.
But it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, but not as bad as you want it to be.
The basketball's just like not that fun. And
Yeah.
it's like a weird sports movie where normally in a sports movie you're like, these underdogs
Yeah. right.
came back and they like win all their games by like 50 points.
Yeah.
So
So they're not underdogs at all.
yeah.
No,
Nah, 'cause
because they're
there's, like-
Lisa Leslie, Shaquille O'Neal, Reggie Miller, like
Lisa
Chris
Leslie's
Webber.
in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
She plays Chris Webber's wife.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
fucked up.
But
Why?
she comes.
Fuck Chris Webber. Lakers for life. Kings suck.
Okay. All right.
Maloofs are garbage.
Well, that's true.
I like
a lot
that
of those
whenever
things are
there's
true,
like
but
a commercial
Is a bitch.
series with like a lot of makeup, like the Geico Caveman. Someone's like, "Oh, we got to make a show out of this."
yeah.
Weirdly, Nick Kroll also the Geico Caveman in the sitcom.
Oh,
He's
really?
the weird.
That.
Yeah.
His first big job.
Wow, I did not know that.
Besides working for his
dad.
Yeah, his dad's
billionaire
Blackwater Light.
Yeah.
Same private
he's
security firm.
Comedy's Bill Lambier, Nick Kroll. All right. What do you guys want to plug?
Yeah. Let's
Matt, you first.
Well, let's plug the Film Drunk Frogcast.
Yeah.
That is me and Vince Mancini over here. We do a podcast called the Film Drunk Frogcast. And when does this come out?
Tomorrow.
All right. And if you're not doing anything on August 20th, that's a Monday, please come to the Dresden stand-up comedy show. We got a lot
from the movie Swingers?
That's right, from the movie Swingers. Marty and Elaine are taking the night off, and instead there will be stand-up comedy.
What
is this? Is this your brand new regular show at the Dresden?
This it's a monthly, and hopefully it stays a monthly. We have to keep getting audience.
Is it called You're So Money and You Don't Even Know It?
What's that?
Is the show called You're So Money and You Don't Even Know It?
No. It's called Slaughterhouse 5.
Oh.
Is it finally called?
No, it's not. 5? It's called the Dresden.
Why not?
The Dresden Comedy Hour.
You got 5 comedians.
I know you call it Slaughterhouse 5. Dresden, the bombing of Dresden. I get how it works, but
it's a great name, Vince.
It's called the Dresden Comedy Hour. Please come. It's free and the extended happy hour and bands after.
And don't be surprised if the name changes to Slaughterhouse 5 for the September
Hope
edition.
you like illiterate comedians.
Vince, what would you like to plug?
Same thing, Film Drunk Frogcast. Everything the same except for don't go to the Dresden. That is my plug.
You can't cancel. You can't unplug
I'm
me.
unplugging.
That is Matt Lieb unplugged.
Sean?
Go see The Business on Monday nights at Little Joy in Echo Park. I've got some shows in San Francisco in September, but I'm not.
Okay. As for me, you can always follow me on Twitter at Frankie Muniz, where this week I tweeted at Luigi's Ice. Y'all's mango frozen ice things are literally my favorite thing on the planet. It's turned into an addiction, and I need an intervention.
Beautiful.
Trust the process.
He needs an intervention. Trust the
process. Shut it down. Let's get Frankie an intervention for those y'all's ice things.
I know he likes car racing and golf.
Yeah, a lot.
Kobe, how many girls have said I love you? Not like, I love you, Kobe, like a fan, but like for real, like, baby, marry me. I love you. How many?
You're silly. Once again. Flawless. Come on. Right. Yo. Just like this. What I live for? Basketball, beats and broads, from Italy to the U.S. Yes, it's raw. I'm in search for the one that make my wealth feel poor. And who can ignore the spotlight life for glamour? Am I done for? Have I found the ore? Should I search still? There's plenty of women with sex appeal when it's filled. Can they complete the package? All I date is actresses. They play it safe to them. My money ain't bait, but I must take risks to find a honey that's legit. Whether she push a bucket or 6 bucklets or mad chips, out on her own or live out of mom's and pop's home. Rocks top fashion, Adidas attire or Timbos. I don't know, yo. These women come and go like the wind they blow. How do I know it's you for sure? Will God talk to me? Give me a signal. But until then, on my ears here, the steady flow. Come on. Cash. My name, fame, drop top, Benz or the wooden dash. You know my stash. Withdraw G cash, platinum, US Express. No paper cash. Spend it all now. Our kids still be rich cash. If it's half, stocks and bonds, laugh when it crash. Are you the type to brag when jewels you flash? Type with your ex-man that pushes jag. Type that love no scrubs, her pigeons and got mad. Type that can't stand a woman with her own cash. You know, like Lauren, but claim she ain't rap. Type to get loud in public, refrain my hand from a slap. No time for y'all. Too busy for y'all. Plenty of dimes turn me on, then turn me off. Try to show off. Get lost, grow up. Real women, roll up. Let yourself go. If you feel this, let me know. Come on.